Hey everybody, welcome back to 901 Speed Kings. Today I got some mid-link levers, brake and clutch that I'm going to install on my 2020 Yamaha R1. Everybody knows the stock lever is kind of boring and not much to look at. A little more functionality here. I decided to go with the MZS brand. This is the box they came in. I'm going to show them to you straight up just like they came out of the box. And we're going to have a discussion. I know this brand is a little bit controversial, so we're going to go ahead and touch on those subjects and then we're going to get them installed on the bike. Okay, here it is, MZS tuning. Got the all-important instructions. Some washers. This is a good looking part. Very little play. Very little play. This can be your brake lever. Solid tactile adjustments. I'm sorry, this is going to go on the brake side. That's where the plunger for your brake master cylinder is going to go. It is held in with a pin. I know other people's covered that in videos before. Hopefully you can see that. It's a pretty quality piece, especially for the money that you pay. And I know there's been some discussion, some bench racers, internet guru guys, and people who've crashed their bikes saying they bought these levers or some other brand, not necessarily this brand. And it's my general opinion that they did the install wrong. I had the same levers on my 2018 MT-07, had them on there for a little over a year. Not one problem at all. Matter of fact, they were way better than the stock ones on that bike. If I had to have a complaint, it was because this edge is a little bit sharp, and when it's cold out and you're holding the bar, I always do 2 fingers. I get a little nick there on my hand. Other than that, performance was outstanding on it. And I mean, let's face it, really, these are for looks. I don't know anybody who's actually out there going, man, the stock levers, I just can't get enough feel, or I'm not getting enough performance, I got to buy these aftermarket levers. Man, this is an aesthetic part. You need it to perform, and you need it to perform right, clearly, but it's for looks. I chose to go with the black. It matches my taste and it matches my bike pretty good, I think. But I mean, it's a high quality part. You can see it's cut really nice. It's high quality aluminum. And as I said before, I have ran this exact brand and color, matter of fact, on my MT-07. And no matter where I drove it, what conditions I drove it in, wheelies, 100 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, people cutting in front of you, everything worked flawless. So I'll let y'all get a good look at that. 2 levers, the box, and the instructions. So here we are looking at the instructions. Important tips. Please check the number on the reverse side of the brake lever adapter. First, if it's F33, F35, F88, R15, or H88, please refer to the third point of the installation prompt. Otherwise, the brake will be locked if installed incorrectly. That's another clue that people are not installing these things right. I mean, half the guys that I know work on bikes, got no business working on anything. You got 2 screwdrivers and a 10 mil wrench and they're ready to go. So we jump down here to number 3. If you feel these levers are different than your stock levers, please check title or description of the purchased product whether consistent with your year model. So here's the number 1 they're referring to in the red. Some motorcycle models, the piston rod, brake pump shall be ensured to absolutely insert into CNC levers. Otherwise, it will cause that motorcycle's braking can't be fully released. And that's some good English right there. But what they're saying is, if you don't get this centered on this little pivot point right here, where's my brake at? That right there, that thing gets turned or you're not paying attention and you just cram it in there, like I've seen plenty of times here on YouTube, it's going to cause pressure and it's going to be applying your brakes. And then you're going to get a warped rotor, or caliper's going to lock up on you, or you're going to end up hitting a bump, or you're going to squeeze the brakes and it's going to go full lock. And if you don't have ABS, you're going to be doing an endo. So pay attention to that when you do these. That's the biggest problem that everyone has with these levers. Matter of fact, that's the only problem that I know, other than some people feel like they should pay 3 times the price for a piece of aluminum. So just pay attention when you do that on the install. When we get over there, I'll take a good look at it and we'll do some close-ups. So let's get over here on the bike and get to working. All right, so we get started on this install. I got my tools laid out here. Screwdriver, 10 millimeter socket with a ratchet, both my levers, a caliper, a pick. It's always good to have a pick. And I got a little Torx driver over there. I'm going to show you something with that. Some tape here on this. That's just to keep from screwing up my fairings. I don't want to make my bike ugly when I'm working on it. Alright, so we're going to move over here. First thing we're going to do is get this camera set up. Right here where you can see it. That's stock. You got some give right there. Okay. Come around to the other side. It's on a kickstand, so it's going to look a little weird. You got some give. It's normal. You can't have this super tight and have movement in there because you're not having, you're in a corner, you're leaning whichever way, you're going to bind it if you do. Okay? So now we got that out of the way. Pick up my 10 mil screwdriver. There's a little 10 millimeter nut attached to this bolt with a flat blade screw end on it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Just want to change direction on that, lefty-loosey. Loosen that bolt, start turning the top. Felt it come loose. Right inside there, gonna put it over here on my cart. Take this the rest of the way out. Bolt, big shoulder on it. Breaks real easy, comes out. Here's this little area right here. Right inside there. That's where this pin right here is going to go. Now when you look, this Torx bit, pretty near identical. That's a T20 by 4, okay? Pan back out. T20 by 4. Fits in there perfect. We come over here to our new lever. Pointed this out once before. You can see the gold in there, my T20. It's actually a little tighter than the stock one. And yes, there is not very much movement in here. You don't need movement in there. Okay? You don't. The other thing we're going to look at, just for comparison's sakes, pan back over here to my tool. My handy dandy Harbor Freight caliper right here. Stick this in that hole. 295, 290 between. Well, let's just do it right on camera. I got 300 thousandths. Okay, between 299 and 300 thousandths. New brake lever. That's the hole the shoulder bolt's gonna go in. Yeah. Would you look at that? 299 thousandths. It's identical. Let's take another measurement here. Thickness. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know if y'all can read that. 872 thousandths. $870 thousandths. Same size. I mean, we're not dealing with a super tight tolerance here. This isn't bearing clearances. We're talking about a damn brake lever, okay? Alright, so we go back over here, zoom in on our little protrusion there. See if I can get, excuse the camera moving around here, folks. I want to get the best angle so y'all can see what's going on. I got this on the number 1 setting, so it's closest to the grip. Tools a little closer there. All right, so you have to line this up. This thing right here. This is what activates your brake. That goes into your master cylinder. If that thing gets cocked up sideways or has some debris, if it's not down in that hole all the way, clearly it's going to be applying more pressure to the master cylinder and your brakes are going to lock up and you're probably going to crash because you suck. But in order to prevent that, and we don't want to suck, stick that in there, and you're going to see it. You hear that? The button clicks, I look in that hole, it is perfectly aligned. This is where you got to pay attention, folks. Get your screwdriver. Tighten it down. You ain't got to tighten it all the way. I go ahead and start the nut. Everybody likes starting the nut. Now right here, go ahead, grab your finger. I mean, that's how you ride. One finger, right? 2 fingers. You can see right there. If you can't, well, I got it zoomed in. You can see that plunger moving. Now we do have extra play on these because it is an adjustable lever. There's no real way around that because you have a junction here. But it is moving smooth and free. And their thing about having an R1, bring you around here to the side. You need to do all these checks before you go ride the stupid thing, okay? You're supposed to be checking things before you drive, operate a vehicle anyway. Flip this key on, boop. Tighten this up. Right there, boys and girls, on the left side is your front brake. And Yamaha so graciously gave you a scale so you can see how much brake you are applying. See that? Nice and smooth. If you pull out, you see my hand, you watch that meter? Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. My lever adjusts out fine. About right there is where I'm going to ride. And you're good to go. Come back over here. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten these bolts up, get everything secured. Going righty-tighty. is going to turn to a stop. Take your ratchet. This ain't got to be super tight. That's your total amount of play. Still getting a good indicator on the display, the brakes are fine. Alright, that's the easy one, that's done. Y'all hang tight, I'm going to do the next one. Okay, over here on the clutch side, left side of the bike. Play. First things first. And one of the most important things. Let's look at it right here. But before I turn that, let me turn it back. Zoom in right there for you. You see that? Free play. You gotta have free play in your clutch. If it's too tight, it's gonna be pulling on that cable all the time. It's trying to open your pressure plate and you're gonna start slipping the clutch. Okay? If it's too loose, well, obviously you got a ton of flop and that ain't gonna feel good, so, but you need a 1/4 inch or so of movement up there when you get done with this job, okay? I ain't gonna worry about what it looks like right now, but that's what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna turn this joker out. See, that's a lot of play. I got it loose. $10 deep well, because a regular socket ain't gonna go in there, and an extension just don't fit. So go into here. It's gonna be a 10 bolt. Bust that loose. $10 bolt, or nut rather. Put that over on the table. It's got a shoulder on it. It's going to lock in one place right there. Can't screw that up. So now we get that slack out of the cable. It's just a matter of working that out. You can see that one's got some lube on it. The new one doesn't. So I'm gonna stick over here and get some grease. And I'm gonna lube that up. Well, that got me. That got me. Come on out. There it is. Get a good bite up there on that cable. And there's that. Got the sleeve in there. And be aware of this switch right here. This little paddle is going to push that switch. Line that back up. Ten mil bolt. Go right on the bottom here. All right. Yeah. We got just about 1/4 of an inch of play. Could probably go a little bit. About right there. Can always adjust it on down the road. There's no play there. The only play is there just for that to move accordingly. And that's it for an install right there. It's pretty much done. My brake works. Clutch cable's adjusted. That's the obligatory startup. So that's it for some clutch cables, or the levers rather. Clutch and the brake are installed. You can adjust them however you see fit. I'm liking that right there for now. so that completes the install. Bike's ready to go. Hope I explained some things to you. If I mess something up, y'all see something, then please say, give me a comment below. Let me know what's going on. If you like the content, let me know. If there's something else that you guys want to see on a video, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're going to go out riding this thing, and we'll get some video for you guys coming up soon. Stay tuned.